All right, guys, so we have a big statement from Roquan Smith responding to some criticism of him being out of shape reportedly last season. He had some words, and he also says that he's feeling the best he ever has heading into this training camp. We're going to talk about that. We also got Mark Andrews locked in, hyper-focused for his opportunity and his revenge opportunity against these Buffalo Bills week 1. We also have Charlie Kolar addressing the media today, talking about his future, talking about what it's like to play with 2 Hall of Famers in the backfield, as well as looking forward to more opportunities here in this offense. We got injury updates on Isaiah Likely with the surgery that he's about to undergo. Injury updates on Zay Flowers and others. We also have some practice reports and highlights and much more Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock, as always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. Man, we are about 9 days away from our first preseason action, where we're going to see our Baltimore Ravens out there on the field making plays and getting a glimpse of some of these rookies that were drafted. I'm so excited for the season upcoming. It's right around the corner, so let's go ahead and dive into the content. At number 1, big update on Isaiah Likely. If you haven't heard already, he's having a surgery on his foot. He had a small foot fracture. The surgery will stabilize that foot. After yesterday, he was carted off the field. It's relatively positive news because he'll be back early season is the hope. Here's what John Harbaugh had to say about his up-and-coming tight end.
Have surgery. I think the timeline I saw actually was accurate on the timeline that was reported. So we got a shot to get him back there right away early. We'll see. So that's the good news. You know, it's early in camp and it's not one of those major type of deals. So, but it's something. You know, it's multiple weeks.
So yeah, it sucks. He'll miss the rest of training camp. He's been making plays with Lamar Jackson, building the chemistry. He's also, like, what he's done against the Bills, what you saw he did in the playoffs was absurd. Had that sliding touchdown to possibly tie up the game in the fourth quarter on that drive while it was snowing. That was a memorable moment for him. So I'd like to see him strap up again against the Bills, but I don't think that's going to happen, even though there's a chance that he could be back for week 1. I think the Ravens will play it more safe. I think the Ravens will be more cautious and play it safe to make sure he's good and doesn't re-aggravate anything. At number 2, speaking of tight ends, Mark Andrews. He looks fast. He looks good. He's put in a ton of work in the offseason, and this is probably really good for the Baltimore Ravens that they did not trade him and give in to one of those offers because of this injury to Isaiah Likely. They just happen to have an all-pro, 3-time Pro Bowl tight end sitting there, ready to dominate and take all these reps. It's also a big revenge opportunity against these Bills week 1 to just be the guy and to dominate. Don't forget about the talent that Mark Andrews has. I mean, we're talking about 5,500 career receiving yards and 51 touchdowns. He's also only 200 yards away from being the all-time Baltimore Ravens receiving leader, like history. He would pass Derek Mason for number 1 in receiving yards for the Baltimore Ravens. He's already ahead of guys like Todd Heap, Torrey Smith, Mark Clayton, Ray Rice, Anquan Bolden, and other guys, Steve Smith Sr. This guy is he's a dog. He's a ball player. So let's not forget about he's also still in the prime of his career going into a contract year as well. So don't underestimate what Mark Andrews can do. Another guy that'll have a big opportunity to shine and see some increase in workload and especially show what he can do in preseason. Another guy that's going into a contract year is Charlie Kolar. Charlie Kolar was one of the best receiving tight ends coming out of the draft that year. He was actually drafted before Isaiah Likely. However, Isaiah Likely's just gotten more opportunities, especially in the receiving department. And they both have shined and made the most of their opportunities when on the field. Charlie Kolar has just been used more as a blocker because of the receiving talent that they have with Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. However, he's excited to expand his role. Go ahead and take a listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I thought I played some good football last year. It sucked I missed a little bit with the flipper, but I mean, obviously, as a competitor, I want to keep expanding on my role and keep playing better. The snaps I'm giving and keep earning more. But it's nice to have that. We talked about earned confidence of seeing yourself do it. But yeah, that's a good question. It's good to have that film and you can continue. But it's so important to the only thing that matters is the next play. And so it's important to look back, learn from it and like take that confidence into the next year, but still keep getting better.
So you can do a lot worse than having Charlie Kolar as your tight end 2 on your roster and Mark Andrews as your tight end 1, while Isaiah Likely is recovering from this foot fracture, this injury that he had yesterday. Charlie Kolar also talked about like how much Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson opens up for the skill players, for the Zay Flowers and Rashad Batemans and Devontez Walkers that we're going to talk about here in a second. But here's what he had to say about playing with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
I turn around, there's 2 gold jackets probably in the backfield, so it's like if I was defensive coordinator, probably be focused on Lamar too. So it's like it's not that I don't like believe in myself. I just like I know like what is the biggest threat when you play the Ravens. It's the MVP. It's number 8. Like he's the best player. Like, and so our job as like an offense is to support him and to make him feel comfortable and create lanes for 22 and 43 and everyone in the backfield. And then we got a lot of weapons outside. So I like say those things like jokingly. Like I know that like I believe in myself as a player, but it is pretty cool to play with a team that's like this loaded. Like we just have a lot of weapons. It's fun.
At number 3, some practice reports and updates. Tavius Robinson, he flashed early in 11-on-11 drills, getting into the backfield. Multiple would-be sacks, a pass deflection. Mike Green also flashed later. This is the 3rd day in a row the Baltimore Ravens have had the pads on, and with a heat index of 103, it's reported the offense was sloppy throughout the day. All of the quarterbacks were inaccurate and not playing their best football, including Lamar Jackson. So the defense got the best of the practice. It's reported with their scoring system, the defense won the day 63-36, and it didn't even feel that close. Another guy that's really been turning heads is TJ Tampa. He continues to shine, man. This guy had a lot of buzz around him throughout, mandatory minicamp and OTAs that he's looking really good. He's healthy after last year dealing with some injuries. Very talented football player that fell in the draft a little bit because of the 40 time, but could have went early as a 2nd round. The Ravens got him in the 4th round, but this guy is very long, physical, and is a very cerebral and smart football player. Today he had an end zone interception, a pass breakup, and a very nice practice overall. This is 2 days in a row where he's been very, very productive around the football. Bo Braid can't stop tackling Keaton Mitchell is one of the reports that came out. Offense has been dreadful. And then Tyler Loop, after having a rough day yesterday, goes 9 for 9 today in the pads with a long of 53. So Tyler Loop, big bounce back day. He is definitely in the lead for that kicking battle. Going back to Tavius Robinson and Mike Green, Tavius Robinson ran through Roger Rosengarten with a sack, had a tipped pass, and then Mike Green turned into what we call Gumby multiple times with the bend for a couple of times getting around that corner and putting pressure on the quarterback. Now, as we know, we've been talking about Devontez Walker, what this dude has been doing in practice. And yesterday we got to hear a little interview that came out, and I want you guys to take a listen about what Devontez Walker had to say about being a weapon for his quarterback and adding speed to this offense.
More because you're one of the guys that's really popped so far early on in camp. Just what's your motivation? What are some of the goals that you've set for yourself this year? Because you look like you're coming in with intensity and purpose.
Really same goal as last year, that role and being out there on the field, like getting those reps and stuff like that, and getting the most of those reps. I feel like a guy that can help this offense. I bring a lot of speed to this offense, and like I said, I could be another valuable asset for Lamar. So my goal is still the same. Hopefully a little more production this year. So, but the main thing is finding that role in this offense.
I guess it doesn't hurt when you're going up against 2 of the best in Jair and Nate Wiggins every day.
Yeah, for sure. Between all our DBs, honestly, Marlo, all of them, even the rookies. They give us, a little hard time out there sometimes. But it's been real good.
You guys know how I feel about Devontez Walker. A lot of talent. I'm excited to see what he can do with some more opportunities, some more targets. Dude is a speedster. He can definitely stretch the offense and put pressure on the defense vertically to open up some of those crossers for Zay Flowers and some of those seam routes for the tight ends, and obviously also backing up the defense a little bit for a guy like Derrick Henry to punish your defense as well. So Devontez Walker being that vertical threat alongside Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, who both have 4.4 speed, and then the catch radius, the outside ability of DeAndre Hopkins, the tight ends, the complementary pieces in this offense are just coming together like a beautiful puzzle, and I'm here for it, man. At number 4, let's talk about some injury updates real quick. Zay Flowers was not practicing today. Apparently, he had a camp type of injury, camp thing. Looked like yesterday he walked a little bit gingerly with a knee/leg thing, but it's reported not serious. John Harbaugh did not seem concerned. He didn't participate in the final full-team drills on Tuesday, but remained on the side for the rest of practice. Others not practicing, of course, Isaiah Likely with the foot fracture. Cornerback Jalen Armour-Davis, it's reported that his injury is not long-term. That's good because he was having a nice camp. Cornerback Bilal Coney with that shoulder injury, the rookie, and then offensive tackle Emory Jones still recovering from the shoulder. Has still not practiced since being drafted. So there's your injury updates. At number 5, let's get into the juiciness here with this Roquan Smith interview. I'll just go ahead and let you guys take a listen here.
Feel physically going into this year. There's been some talk, anonymous people. What do you say to the people? I saw the anonymous source that said you were maybe overweight last year. Kyle Van Noy came at him. That was pretty fun. That's a good teammate. Do you feel good going into this camp?
Yeah, no, I feel really good. Probably the best I've felt in a while, like going into this camp. Really good, healthy, so excited about that. And at the end of the day, yeah, like there were plays and things like that last year, but I think obviously it's not to my standard, but I was all pro, if I'm not mistaken. Pro Bowl as well. So whoever it is, yeah, they can just say it. If I say something, I would say it. But tune in. Yesterday is the past. Tune in this coming season and we'll see.
Listen, as someone who gets called fat a lot online, you just got to block out the haters. Don't listen to them. And I would assume that you should just take a picture with your shirt off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fat.
Yeah.
Look at this. It would shut everyone up pretty quickly.
It looks good.
Yeah. Is it weird though to have those type of criticisms where it's like, you know your body, you know your play, and it's like now, and I do think the anonymous part is like when you see that online, are you like, well, saying this?
Yeah, I don't really care too much about it, truth be told, and I honestly didn't see it. I found out one of my homies from home actually sent it to me like after I got up in camp and said, hey, bro, some people are like talking, because normally I don't have like Twitter or anything like that, and people not tagging me in those type things on like Instagram and stuff like that, so I don't really see it. But obviously if I feel a certain way, I would normally say something, but normally people who are anonymous want to be anonymous for a reason, so it tells you who they are.
So we talked about this a little bit yesterday, that Roquan Smith being paid, $20 million per year, the Ravens giving up a second-round pick to trade for him, the all-pro caliber he is. Last year didn't have his best season, while it was still good by most standards, and he was still, like he mentioned in the interview, an all-pro and a Pro Bowler, and had an absurd amount of tackles, and still played good football. There was moments where he said, hey, I didn't play up to my standard, and there was some people saying, man, he looked a little heavier. Was he in good enough shape? Why is he getting beaten against some of these tight ends and running backs over the middle of the field? And this guy, we know Roquan Smith doesn't shy away from criticism. He even said, I didn't play my best football, but he said, just go ahead and watch this year. And he takes being a leader in this defense very seriously. And he says he's feeling like he the best he has since coming into camp, and he looks like he's in good shape. He apparently blew up a lot of plays yesterday in the backfield, also had multiple would-be sacks coming downfield as a blitzer. So I'm excited for a big bounce-back year for Roquan Smith, playing some dominant football, complementary to the secondary that we have behind him and the front that the Ravens have built so far as well. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below, man. Smash the like button if you enjoyed today's content, if you've been getting any value out of these episodes of Ravens Reports, man. Hopefully I can try to get you as much information as possible in a short, wrapped up nicely edited video for you guys. That's the goal here, man. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.